Hello there, and welcome to another episode of Hardcore Minecraft with your boy, Grand Zoo. On this episode, we'll be going from day 450 to day 500, continuing on the Ocean Monument project. In the last episode, I got all of the outline done and got this thing ready to go, and so far, it's just been a whole bunch of grinding. My goal for this episode was to get the temple completely uncovered with water, as well as go find a couple other ocean monuments to get some more sponges. I also wanted to complete a fair amount of the outline border, as I'm doing this in what I think is a very original way. Stay tuned, get a lot of progress done in this episode. I decided pretty early on when recording this that the first thing I had to do was get the staircase down to the ocean floor uncovered, and this did wonders for my motivation to continue this project. Seeing some of the final product was huge for me. In order to get the temple drained completely, I had to make these 4-block wide sections across the entire thing. This was getting exceedingly more dangerous with the guardians becoming concentrated in certain areas. Right around that main entrance area was by far the most dangerous, as well as going underneath here. For anyone planning on doing this, you've got to take it seriously. Got to have your chest plate, because when they get in a big group like this, all of a sudden you could take an attack from, 6, 7, 8, 9 of them at once, and that's where it starts to get really sketchy. The other thing too is, even if you pop a totem, there might be a couple more targeting you still, so in the event you pop a totem, you're very close to losing the hardcore world, because you could get attacked immediately following that. This project is very time consuming, and as much as I wanted it to be different day to day, there really wasn't much change in what I was doing. It was just sand, sponges, and dealing with guardians. And if you're gonna do this, you gotta just push through. It gets very tedious, but it's also can be pretty relaxing. On day 457 though, I did get in a bit of a pickle where I had 5 or 6 of these guys down here with me, and like I said, take this seriously, because if you don't, you could lose a hardcore world pretty easily. But with these dudes, just took my time, cleared them out, and like I said, this underneath part gets really sketchy. My armor and tools were taking an absolute beating, so I was having to go to the gold farm quite a bit to heal everything up. Fortunately though, I only really needed to spend, 2 to 5 minutes at the gold farm each time when I would go. The thing rips pretty hard and it's pretty OP. On day 459 and 460, I was finally starting to get some sections of the temple itself, at least sectioned off to be drained, and I was going through food and gapples like crazy, even with the beacon. After doing this project, I can tell you that the guardians are going to be the biggest obstacle. They make you go through so much food, make you heal your tools and armor so frequently. It's a lot, and it's very dangerous. One of the hardest parts of this project is it just seems like you're never making any progress. Despite the fact you are, it just feels like you're not. Looking back, what I had done even up to this point was an insane amount of work, an insane amount of progress too. The more of the temple I got uncovered though, the more I finally started to feel like I was at least putting a dent into this thing. The more sections I cleared though, the more concentrated the guardians got and the more dangerous it became. On day 465, I got caught in a real bad situation underneath, had to pop a gapple, but I thought I was going to use a totem. It was very close. After that little scare, I decided to cook some glass to give myself something else to do so I wouldn't die. And then on day 468, something really bad happened, and it was way, way too close.
No! God, please, no! No! No!
I didn't get back on to play this or record for like 5 days after that. The amount of time I put into this project and even just the Ocean Monument project, I could not deal with how close that was because apart from using the totem, I was being targeted already, so that easily could have been it. You'll notice that the very first thing I did was try to get another totem in my hand because I thought that was it. I really, really did. After that, one of the first things I did was put regen on the beacon, which I should have done to begin with. I'm pretty surprised that I didn't just move on to work on something else for a while, but I was just so committed to getting this done, and once I started approaching the top of the monument with these sections, it really motivated me again, and after almost dying for this project, I knew I had to finish. For a while though, I was looking for different ways to do this and kind of working on the staircase section just because I didn't want to deal with the guardians right now. I was way too fragile after that and way too paranoid. So it was nice to get a little break and try to do it a little safer way. Maybe not quite as efficient, but I really almost had a heart attack when that happened. The very first totem I ever popped, and I've been talking about it for days now. This entire process was taking way too long, so I decided to go get some more sponges from a new monument. I did not bring buckets of milk, so I had to go and get all of the things to make buckets on the fly because I was way too far from home. Throughout this series, I've had horrible luck with sponge rooms. I think I only had one spawn with sponges in the first monument, and there was only one room in this one. This one was quickly getting out of hand, and I was pretty concerned I might die here. I still didn't really know my way around the ocean monument, so I took the sponge I had collected and I went home, dried it out, and got back to draining. Finally making some progress on this thing and was getting my ass kicked by the guardian, so I put resistance and regen on the beacon. That would hopefully make things a little bit easier. I was hoping to use all the sand I already had over there as I cleared each section, but I did have to go get more. I also made some more gapples, and my creeper farm still wasn't really working, so I was having to go to the old mob grinder to get gunpowder, but just kept grinding. This took a few tries to get the corners right on this outer glass staircase. I did not get it right here, and with these natural obstacles, that was becoming really difficult for me.
What?
My solution was to dig a hole to try to get at least the very bottom layer all lined up all the way around. And unsurprisingly, I did not get this right either. Later, much later in the series, you will see it is still kind of off by one.
Bruh.
Yes, I killed the dolphin, and it sucked, but I've spent way too much time on this to just wait around for him to get out of the way. I'm sorry. This was reaching the halfway point for the temple. The guardians were becoming less concentrated, which was nice. In my opinion, that middle section right above the main guardian room is the hardest. But finally seeing some light at the end of the tunnel. On day 487, most of the monument was uncovered, and I just had to heal up my tools real quick. From day 488 to 494 was probably the biggest push I had in one go during this project. All my tools were ready to just finish it out. I had about 3, maybe 4 more sections to do, and I was so close. Finally so close. By day 495, my patience had worn thin and my boredom was at peak levels. I had this one last section to get this thing done and decided to mess around a bit, but I'm an idiot and did this over a block.
Wow, dude!
Truly innovative stuff here for me. This was kind of fun, and it saves you from dealing with the guardians for the most part, but it's incredibly inefficient, so I do not recommend it. It does look very cool though. I also can't count or do the maths, so this one fell short. Still looked pretty cool. On day 497, I had a heart attack when my elytra broke and I fell from the sky. This has never happened to me before, and I panicked and ran away. At this point, I was so close to day 500 and had made so much progress. I just wanted this episode and this part to stop. Just let it stop, please.
is that?
A couple phantoms followed me into the nether, which is nice, and they won't bother me outside. Day 499, I was wrapping things up. The temple would be fully uncovered after this day, and I couldn't be more excited. I never wanted to do this again for as long as I lived. I think that's definitely not going to be the case, but to finish draining your first ocean monument is a pretty awesome achievement. Then these phantoms followed me into the nether, which has happened twice now in here. That's why there's so many of them in here. I just think this is hilarious. I was hoping they would just never despawn, but eventually they did. This was the final stretch right here. Here it is. Ocean Monument completely uncovered. I still had a lot of work to do to finish this project, but finally this part was done. For the last bit of day 500, I spent looking for lapis for the stairs. Almost died to one of these creepers, but it was here, day 500. I would like to take a moment to say thank you to anybody who's ever watched any of my content. This series is something I've had a lot of fun doing. I never thought I would get this far with it or do half of this cool stuff. I also want to thank Flash Mountain Flood for allowing me to put their crispy tunes in every single one of my videos. My name is Gronzu. Please like and subscribe for more hardcore Minecraft content. I've already survived past day 700, so there will be some more episodes coming soon. Thank you. See you next time.